Hello everyone, welcome to Euron, and in this lecture guys, so we are going to talk about an amazing project called as Live Customer Support Ticket Resolver with the help of AI. And here, so AI wise, you don't have to go anywhere. So we have a Euri, and I'm going to use a API from a Euri itself. So whether it's a GPT or Gemini or any other model, so I'll be using from there. And here, so the whole idea, the whole objective is to automate the entire process. So whenever customer is going to create a ticket, so system is going to classify those tickets, and then system is basically going to generate a response, and system is going to send automatic mail to your customer after resolving a particular query, or if system will be having any kind of a query. So system is going to ask a customer to specify about or give a little bit of about the specification of the query. So this is something that we are going to build in an end-to-end manner. So let me give you a glimpse of this project, and then I'm going to give you the complete architectural explanation, and then we will jump into the code. So this project is complex, but yeah, so I'll try to make it like a very simple for all of you so that all of you will be able to understand it. So let me share my screen. So I believe my screen is visible. And here, so we are going to use APIs from a Euri basically. And here, so you have a model access for like a Gemini, GPT, Llama, Quen, like a DeepSeek R1, everything is available and accessible to all of you. So we are going to use API from a Euri. Now, so what this system is going to do, by the way, so here, so we are going to give an interface to a customer. So where customer can try to submit their ticket, first of all, right? So customer will be able to submit a ticket. Now, so as a user, so you all will be able to get an interface. So where you can try to check the tickets, and then you can try to click on analyze and respond to a ticket. So system automatically going to like check the sentiment of the ticket, and it is going to check what kind of a technical issues or like whatever user is going to submit. So based on that, it is going to check a issue type, and then it is going to suggest a reply, and then automatically it is going to send a user email to a user. So this is what we are going to build, and then finally we are going to convert this entire things as a tool, so as a MCP tool, and we are going to test it with the help of MCP inspector. You can even try to test it with the help of Cloud, that's completely fine. But yeah, so here I'm going to like test it with the help of MCP inspector, and as you can see, so I'm just trying to submit my query over here. It is going to resolve the ticket, and it is going to send an email automatically, and finally I will be able to see an email resolved by my entire AI system that I'm going to build. So this is going to be literally an amazing project. Not just that, so it is even going to update your entire ticket in a seed so that you will be able to access it over here. You will be able to, create a report out of it. So each and everything in an end-to-end manner we are going to discuss, and we are going to do it in this particular project. Now, let me just talk about the complete architecture of the project. So how this project is going to move. So here, let's try to understand the architecture, and same thing we are going to basically create. So here, customer support or like a customer ticket responder, customer ticket AI responder or resolver, whatever you like, you can name. So that's completely fine. Now here, so what this system is going to do is, so we are going to give a UI interface to a customer. So here there will be a UI interface. So UI interface we are going to give to the customer. Interface for my customer. Now with the help of this UI interface, so customer is going to basically create a ticket. So create a ticket. Now, so once customer will be able to create a ticket, the entire ticket will go inside a sheet. So let's suppose it is going inside a Google sheet, right? Google sheet. Then, so once it will be available inside a Google sheet, then you will be having a company UI interface or your UI interface, company UI interface. So you will be able to access this company UI interface, by the way. So just access this one, and then you will be able to see the complete ticket. So look into ticket Then what you are going to do, so perform the analysis with the help of AI basically. And then once you are going to perform the analysis, and if you are okay with it, then you can try to, or system will try to send the mail. System will send auto mail to the particular user. So this is the entire like a pipeline that we are going to see in a step-by-step manner basically. And here, so we are going to like use AI to generate a sentiment of the particular ticket. So whether it's a negative, whether it's a positive, and we are going to use AI over here to even generate a reply for a particular ticket. So system is going to generate each and everything. So this is one of the pipeline, and the other pipeline is, so convert this entire thing. So whatever like things that we are able to do over here, so convert this entire things as a MCP tool, and then expose it for a customer. So this is again another pipeline that we are going to cover. So where ultimately we are going to convert this entire steps into a MCP tool, and then with the help of MCP inspector, you will be able to do the exact same thing. So it is going to follow the exact same process, whatever process that I have written in a step number 1. So this is my step number 1, and this is my step number 2. And yeah, so code base is going to be a little bit massive. So let me show you my entire code base. So this is a massive code base that I'm going to talk about. But yeah, so I'm going to give you explanation in a step-by-step manner. It's not that difficult to build this entire things, but yeah, you all are going to enjoy this entire things for sure. Once you are going to build it, once you are going to once you are going to basically execute this entire things in a step-by-step manner. And not just that, basically I would say, so here we are going to even connect with our real-time Google Sheet, and here so we are going to connect even with a real-time email, so that I will be able to send a mail, not I, basically my system will try to send a mail automatically to a particular customer in a easiest possible way. And then you can try to add whatever you want. So you can try to even generate a report on top of it, and maybe you can try to like do a little bit of policing with respect to a UI, whatever you want, you will be able to do it after this particular project. So let's get started, guys, and in a step-by-step manner. So let's try to build this entire project. So here, what we are going to do is, so we are going to open up a VS Code, a fresh VS Code, and we will start building this entire project. So here, I'm going to create a folder. Now, so let me create a folder inside my D drive code, and then here, so I'm going to create like a folder called as customer ticket resolver with AI. So this is the folder which I have created, and I will be using this one. Let's select the folder, and there is nothing as of now inside this particular folder. Now let's try to create a structure for this entire project. So whatever things that we are going to build inside this one, so one by one in a step-by-step manner, let's try to do the structuring of the project. Plus we have to create an API for a Google Sheet. We have to use a Euri API, and we have to basically create a authentication for our mail system as well, so that I will be able to send a mail to my end user. At the end of the day, system will be able to send a mail automatically. So first of all, guys, what we can do is we can try to test Euri in a very first place. So what I can do is, so maybe I can try to create a simple file over here. So test Euri, and so that I will get to know that whether my Euri is working or not. So to test Euri, so what you have to do is you have to go to a Euri interface or from a Euron. So you will be able to find out Euri over here. So let's go into a Euri. Let's click on this API, and here, so you will be able to see a code sample, a Python code sample that we have already attached, and we have already given you each and everything, whatever is required for this one. So now let's try to copy this code and then go into your VS Code, and let's try to test the Euri. Now to test the Euri, right, so you need basically a authorization. Unless and until you don't have an authorization, you will not be able to test Euri at all. So you have to basically test this entire authorization with the help of API key that will be available inside your interface. So here I can just copy and paste this entire API key. That's completely fine. Or maybe I can try to keep my API key into .env file. So as of now, I'm just testing it. So maybe I can try to come and copy paste. That's it. So here where you will be able to get your API key. So there is a tab called as authentication. So I can click over here and then I can try to copy my API key. So here my API token is available. So you can copy even this one, or you can try to copy this entire things till bearer, not just authorization. So from bearer, you can try to copy this entire thing. So once I'm going to copy this entire things from a bearer, so here I can go to my code and then I can try to replace this one with my bearer, and then I can try to hit enter, and then I will be able to test it. So here testing wise, there is a prompt that we are writing. So write a poem about artificial intelligence. That's a sample code that we have given to you. You can try to change this particular prompt. It's completely fine. And to hit Euri API, you just need these things. Apart from that, nothing is required. So your endpoint is required and your authorization is required. Apart from that, so the way you try to hit any other API in this entire world, or any LLM's APIs you try to hit in the entire world, you will be able to hit it in the exact same way. It is going to give you a response. So here I'm going to experiment and I'm going to test with this one. So whether this API is working for me or not. So I can try to write Python and test Euri.py. Now, once I'm going to write test Euri.py, if I'm able to get a response, so as you can see, so it is giving me a message, it is giving me a response. So it simply means that yes, Euri API is working fine for me. I don't have to worry about a Euri API. It's well and good. It's completely fine. It's up and running. It's working. And I will be able to use a Euri API in the same way. Now, if I have to change a model, let's suppose I don't want to use a GPT 4.1 Nano. So what I can do is I can again go to Euri dashboard and then available models, and I can try to just replace it with other model ID. So maybe with GPT 4.1 mini, maybe with Gemini, I can try to replace. And here, so inside Euri, you will be able to find out that we have a real-time search API as well. So let's suppose if I'm going to start a new chat, if I'm going to search, so it is going to select Gemini 2.0 Flash. So basically, if you are going to use Gemini 2.0 Flash model with the same API, you will be able to do a real-time web search, which I'm going to even talk about in my upcoming videos. So there are a lot of videos I'm creating just to explain you this API, but it's not that tough. It's very, very easy to, go create an API, use this API the way you are using an API from some other system, from some other model. So here my AI is perfectly working fine. Now I can try to use this AI to solve my project. So where it is going to understand a customer ticket, it is going to perform a sentiment analysis, and it will be able to generate a response based on its knowledge. And then finally, it is going to send a reply to my user on a respective email ID. So whatever email ID my user has given to me. Okay. So let's execute this one in a step-by-step manner. Now I'm able to test Euri API. So it's well and good. It's working fine. Now what I can do is, so maybe I can try to go over here. I can try to create a different kind of a tool. So one tool to classify a ticket, one tool to generate a reply, one tool to maybe connect to a Google Sheet. So these are the tools that we are going to create so that I will be able to connect to my Google Sheet. I will be able to generate a reply. I will be able to classify a ticket, or even I can try to create a tool so by which I will be able to send a mail reply to my user. So whoever has created a ticket, so to that user I will be able to send a reply. So here let's go and try to create one folder called as TOOLS tools. Now inside this tool, like I said, so I'm going to create a couple of files. So one Python file I'm going to create for classify underscore ticket ticket.py file. So this is one of the tool I will be writing. Now, the another tool that I can try to create over here is generate reply, generate underscore reply.py file. So this is another tool which I am going to create. Now, the another tool that I'm going to create over here is that seat underscore CONNECTOR seat connector.py file, so that I will be able to dump all of those data which will be created by a user, or all those tickets which will be created by a user inside a Google Sheet. I can try to even connect with my databases. I can try to store it over there, which is again very, very easy. But yeah, so here in this particular project, so I'm going to show you how to update your particular sheet. And then once system is going to give a reply, once system is going to give a response, so even it will be able to update it inside a particular sheet. Each and everything we are going to create over here. And then another tool that we are going to create over here is basically a Gmail sender, Gmail underscore sender sender.py file. So here, these are the 4 tool I'm going to create, and then I'm going to create a UI interface for my customer, so that my customer will be able to send some of the data with the help of UI. Means customer will be able to generate a ticket with the help of UI, because obviously customer needs a UI. Without UI, customer will not be able to, create a ticket. And if customer will not be able to create a ticket, how you are going to resolve it, or what you are going to resolve it, by the way. So let's try to write one file or one file name over here, so that I will be able to allow my customer to create basically a complete UI, and with the help of not a customer. So the customer will be having an option to basically send a ticket or generate a ticket at the end of the day. So let's try to create that as well. So here outside this tool folder, I'm going to create a UI, and for that I'm going to write a Python file. So registr register underscore ticket ticket.py file. So inside that, with the help of this file, customer will be able to register a ticket. I'm going to give a UI interface to the customer. Okay, so this is a basic structure. And then we can try to maybe create one main.py file, main.py file. Now this file will be basically helping you out to list down all the tickets which is available inside your Google Sheet, and then analyze it with the help of this tools that I have created, and then finally send a reply in an automated mode. Each and everything we are going to do in a step-by-step manner, the UI which I have shown you in a beginning itself. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, I'll try to start with the register a ticket. This is what I have explained you even with the architecture. So UI interface for a customer. Now with the help of this UI interface, I will be able to allow customer to create a ticket inside my system for any kind of issues. So here, let me take a code, and this is a code, by the way. So here it's very, very simple. Basically, it's very, very simple. So here what we are trying to do, so we are trying to create a simple basic page, as you can see, and then we are trying to allow user to basically enter their name, enter their email ID, what kind of a issue user is facing. So I'm giving them a drop down over here, a billing, technical, login issue, or maybe some other issue. So I'm trying to give an option to the user, and then I'm trying to give an option to a user for a message, so that user will be able to attach a message. Now once I will be able to see this, once I will be able to get this one, then what I have to do, so I have to input, or I have to send this entire things inside a Google Sheet, as you can see over here, right, in an automated mode. So I have to basically send this entire things into a Google Sheet, right, the way we are sending over here, so that I will be able to process those things. And for that, so we have to call a function. We have to call a function so that I will be able to basically send a data inside a Google Sheet in an automated mode. Fine. So hope till this point things are pretty much clear to all of you. Yeah, everyone. Okay. So now once user will be able to fill this entire form, so what we have to do, so we have to basically send that particular ticket inside a Google Sheet. I think we are okay till this particular point. So Google Sheet, right? So to send a data into a Google Sheet, I have to enable an API for a Google Sheet. Unless and until I'm not going to enable an API for a Google Sheet, so how user will be able to, or whatever data user is going to fill in that particular form, so how that data will be dumped inside a Google Sheet. So what we are going to do is, so we are going to basically get an API in a very first place. Now, how I will be able to get an API for this particular purpose? So step-by-step manner, I'm going to teach you that as well, that how I will be able to connect with my Google Sheet, and where I will be able to get an API, so that I will be able to, connect with my sheet, and then I will be able to automate this entire process. So here what we can do is, so we can try to go to a Google Cloud Console in a very first place. So just try to go to Google, and inside a Google, so try to go to Google, and then try to search for a Google Cloud Console. Now once you will be able to see this particular link, and I'm going to attach all of these links even inside your dashboard. So I'll go to console, right? I'll go to console, And then once I'm inside a console, I'm going to create a new project over here. So how I will be able to create a new project? I can click here and then I can try to click on new project. So click on this existing tab, just beside the Google Cloud, and then click on new project. So once I'm going to click on new project, so maybe I can try to like write over here that customer ticket solver. The whole idea and objective is to create an API so that I will be able to connect with the Google Sheet. Now click on create, and then in some time, so it is going to create this customer ticket solver for me. Now go over here and change your project, right? So customer ticket solver, the project that you have created. Now, once you are done with this one, then click on API and service. You must be able to see API and service once you are going to select the project. So click on this API and service, or even you can go for a search. That's completely fine. And inside this API and service, so what you have to do? So you have to basically search. You have to search for what? So Google Sheet API. So here just try to search for Google Sheet and it is giving me an option. So Google Sheet API. So here I'm going to basically click on Google Sheet API, and by default it won't be enabled. So here try to click and then enable this Google Sheet API in a respective project. Step by step, guys. We are moving into a step by step manner. I'm going to show you each and everything. Means literally each and everything I'm going to show it to you. So here we are able to enable basically this Google Sheet API, right? So we are able to enable this Google Sheet API. Now you have to like even enable a Google Drive API. So Google Drive and then API. So you will be able to find out and then just enable this Google Drive API. So here we are just trying to enable a Google Sheet API, and then we are going to enable a Google Drive API. So even this API is enabled, Google Drive API, and even Google Sheet API is already enabled for me. Now what I have to do, so I have to go and create a credential. So how I will be able to create a credential? So you can try to search for IAM and admin, and then maybe you can try to search for IAM admin with the service account. So here I'm going to select IAM admin with the service account, identity access management with the service account. Now inside this one, right? Inside this one, so you have to create a service account. So inside your IAM service account, create a service account. So click over here, and then maybe you can try to create a service account. You can give any name over here. So maybe you can try to give like a customer support service account, right? Description and everything is fine. So click on continue. Now here, so you have to select a role. So maybe select a role wise. I can try to select a basic and then maybe editor role. So editor role means my system will be able to access, view, edit, delete each and everything. It will be able to do it basically, right? And then continue. And then over here, so service account user role, it's completely fine, leave it, and then click on done. And here, so you will be able to see the email. You will be able to see the email, and then you will be able to access even your authentication. Even you will be able to access your authentication. So whatever email account that you are able to see, now click over here in this particular place, and then go to a key, and then add key. So create a new key. So go to a key and then create a new key. So here try to select JSON option so that it will be able to give you a downloadable JSON file. Okay, so now I'm able to download this entire JSON file, right? This JSON file. Now let me open up this JSON file and show it to you. So what is available over here? So here basically type is equal to service account, project ID. So customer ticket solver, this is what I have given. Private key ID, you must be able to see. Private key, you must be able to see, which is required. And then client email. So this is going to be the client email, and this email ID must be having an access of your Google Sheet. So once this email ID will be having an access of your Google Sheet, you will be able to do whatever you want. Now this entire information, right? This entire information is required for your project. So unless and until you don't have this entire information, your project is not going to work. So just do one thing. This file name is very, very long. So what I can do is I can try to create another file over here. I can try to name it as a Google _ creds Google creds .json JSON file. So Google creds.json. And then inside this one, I'm going to just copy each and everything in the same way, and then I'm going to paste it over here. Simple. So that I don't need this particular file. So I have created my Google credits.json file, as simple as that. And here, so I have all the information. I can try to follow along with all this information so that I will be able to create enter a data. I will be able to play with the seat. Now, so I'm able to access a cred from a Google. Now I will be able to go to my a Google Drive or Google Sheet, and I will be able to do whatever I want. As simple as that. So here, what I will do is, so maybe I can try to go to Google once again, and then I can try to search for Google Sheet over here. Now Google Sheet, I can try to click, and then here I'm able to find one a new sheet, right? Or even you can try to go to your Google Drive and you can try to create your Google Sheet. That's completely fine. It's not going to matter at all. You can try to create your Google Sheet anywhere you want. It's completely fine, because anyhow with the help of APIs we are going to access it. So here, once I'm able to see this particular sheet, so just try to name this particular sheet as a SUPPORT support TICKETS support tickets. So fine. This is a sheet that you have created, and this sheet will be automatically saved inside a drive. Now here, so what you have to do is, so you have to create a couple of column over here so that you will be able to map the entire data. So this is the column which I have already prepared at the time of creating this project. So where you will be able to enter name, email ID, issue type, and messages. System will generate sentiment, issue type label, auto reply, and processed ticket basically. So this is what system is going to do. And this is what system is going to do basically, and this is what user is going to enter from here. Okay, so this entire flow I believe is clear, and now we are here. So we are able to create a Google Sheet, and then it's time to test this particular Google Sheet. It's time to see that whether I'm able to send a data inside this Google Sheet or not, whatever data my user is going to enter. Okay, so here, let's close this entire things. Let's close main.file, Gmail sender, Sheet connector, each and everything. Let's try to open up just a register ticket UI. Now inside register ticket UI, so we are using a function called as append ticket to a sheet. So this function is not active as of now. So what we can do is, so we can try to make this entire function active. So how? So we have to basically work on a sheet connector. So we have to even write a code inside a sheet connector. So let's try to write a code inside a sheet connector, and there are some configurational changes that we'll have to do. So we are going to do that. And one more thing guys, one more thing I forgot to tell you. So here you must be able to see a client email ID, right? Here you must be able to see a client email ID. So what you can do is, you can try to basically click on share and then give an access to this email ID, right, as a editor access, and then send, so that this email ID will be having an access, which is technically a API, right, which is technically a API. So here, once I'm able to do it, come back to the code, I'm able to give the access. Now we have to basically write a sheet connector. So this is basically a code guys for a sheet connector. It is going to basically read all the credential from a Google cred.json. We have this particular file. Just make sure that whatever name you are giving over here, support tickets, so this is supposed to be your sheet name. So I'll just go back once again. I'll try to check, or maybe I can try to modify it. That's completely fine. So support tickets, this should be a name. If you are changing your sheet name here, then please make sure that you are changing a sheet name even inside your sheet for the very first time. Otherwise it is not going to work. And then here we have a append ticket sheet. So we are not going to talk about any other method over here. So let's talk about append ticket to a sheet. So this is basically append the ticket to a sheet. So whatever user is going to enter, name, email ID, issue type, and messages, so it is going to enter it. And how we are connecting? So this is basically a connecting string, and everything is coming from where? So everything is coming from the cred that we have created, the JSON file that we have created from our Google Cloud Console. As you can see, it is trying to read Google cred.json, and then it is trying to perform all of these operations. So let's go and check. So what I can do for checking this one is, guys, that I'm going to run this register ticket.py file so that I will be able to see a UI interface. So here, let's go and let's try to write a Python, 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 and then register ticket.py file. So Streamlit registered check warning. Okay, session state does not function when running the script without a sorry, my bad. So here it's a Streamlit file. So I have to basically write streamlit run and then run basically register ticket. So it is going to open up a UI for me, right? And here I'm going to enter my name. Here I'm going to enter my email address. Here I'm going to enter my issue type. And here I'm going to enter my description about the issue. So my name is basically like a Sudhanshu KUMAR, Sudhanshu Kumar, let's suppose KUMAR. Then email address is sudhanshu@euron.1. Then I have a issue with respect to login issue. So I am not able to access my Euron plus other services like Euri, Resume AI, Avani, or Job Portal. And then I'm going to click on submit. And if everything is fine, then it will be able to like reflect the same ticket inside your seat. If things are not fine, then obviously we'll try to fix that particular issue. So click on this submit ticket and your ticket has been submitted successfully. This is what it is trying to say. I'll go to my Google Sheet and yes, bingo. So I'm able to basically get a name. I'm able to get an email ID. I'm going to get a issue type and whatever message user has sent. So I'm able to receive those messages. So basically this is a UI interface for a user. You can deploy it anywhere and user will be able to submit any kind of a ticket. You can try to add more and more parameter. That's completely fine. So this is basically a user form that we have created. And with the help of this form, I'm able to capture a user ticket in this particular place. And code wise, so basically it's a very simple code that we are talking about. So this append ticket to a seat. So we are trying to call and we are just trying to call seat dot. So this client, this seat, so seat dot append row, name, email ID, issue type and messages. So whatever messages that we are able to receive from this one, so name, email ID, issue type and messages. So we are trying to submit it over here and then eventually it is trying to create a ticket for me. So I believe till this point it's up and running. So almost you are able to complete now 20% of the project if these things is up and running. Okay, now what is next as per the architecture? So we are able to send a data into a Google Sheet. Now we have to basically create a company interface, right? We have to create basically a company interface where let's suppose you are a support person and you are looking into this entire support ticket. Anyhow, I can even remove this particular layer. So even you don't have to look into that. But yeah, just to see that how to resolve it, I have created this UI. Otherwise, I can just remove this particular UI. By the time user is going to submit a ticket, automatically AI will resolve and send the response. It doesn't even need a single person in between. But just to show you guys, just to show you that how it is going to work, I have created this middle interface. Otherwise, it's not required in general. So here, company UI interface where you will be able to access all the ticket and look into the ticket and then perform the analysis. So let's try to look into that, how we can do it. So just close and close everything. Yeah. Then we will come to main.py file. So now here we are going to create a UI interface for you, a person or a company, so which will be looking into the entire ticket. So here, let me copy this entire code. So it's a Streamlit app that we are going to create. Now, so what this app is technically doing, so this app, first of all, it is going to show you, right? So first of all, it is basically going to show you that what and all tickets are pending. Okay. And then it is going to give you an option to analyze a ticket with the help of AI. It simply means that it is going to call basically a classified ticket.py file. I have not written anything over here. It is going to call basically a generate reply.py file. So classify and generate a reply. So classify it, generate a reply, and then finally it is going to call send a email. Send an email to a respective user. So whoever has submitted a ticket, so send an email to a particular user. So this is what this system is going to perform. This is what this main.py is going to perform, by the way. So, okay, let's go and let's try to do it one by one. So here, first of all, what we have to call, so we have to call fetch a new ticket, update a ticket, and then append a process ticket. So all of these things are available where? Inside a seed connector. So fetch new tickets. So this is helping me out to fetch a new ticket. Again, I'm not fetching all the old ticket. So seat dot get all records, and after that, so whatever data that we are going to get, so we are trying to iterate through the data, and if row sentiment is equal to it's blank or auto reply is blank. So basically it is trying to filter out only those tickets where we have not sent a reply so far. This is what it is trying to do. It is not going to give you a repetitive ticket. As simple as that. Condition is already mentioned over here. So fetch new ticket, and then what it is going to do, so update a ticket. So basically it is going to update a ticket with the responses. So here, let's suppose I'm going to show you this one. So it is going to update a ticket with the responses, because it is supposed to like generate a sentiment, a label type, auto reply, and process a ticket. All these things it is supposed to generate and then update this particular seat. So this is what this is going to do. So it is going to update row number 5, 6, and 7, as simple as that. And then once it is going to update a ticket, append a process a ticket. So it is going to basically create a new tab if tab is not available. So as you can see, I'm trying to access my seat over here, client.open, open the seat, and then open a new work seat inside a seat. Means it is going to create a new tab over here. As of now, I have seat 1. So automatically it will try to create one new seat inside the same seat, and then it is going to segregate the process seat. This is the entire process, guys. So I have attached even I have done the coding for that as well, so that it will be able to filter out all the processed seat, and in the separate seat it is going to append name, email ID, issue type, message, sentiment, issue type, and reply. Everything it is going to basically mention over there in a separate seat in the same Google Sheet basically. So it's going to create a new tab, and inside a new tab it is going to attach each and everything. So this is what this function is going to perform. Now before doing that, so we have to do a classification of a ticket. So a company would like to know that whether ticket sentiment is negative, positive, neutral, whatever it is, right? So we have to basically classify a ticket. Unless and until we are not going to classify it, it is not going to work. So here from this classified ticket, so this is basically a AI function that we are going to write. So our AI is technically going to classify each and everything where I will be using Euri. Right, where I will be using basically Euri. So let's go and do this. So here, this is basically a file which is going to help me out in terms of classification. So all this print I am trying to do just to, check my API key. So whether my API key is fine or not. And here I'm keeping all these keys inside my .env file. So let's go and create .env file, by the way, .env file. And inside a .env file, so I'm going to keep basically my Euri API key. So let's keep my Euri API key over here. Only API key. Don't keep a bearer over here. I'm anyhow attaching a bearer inside my code. So just try to keep a API key. So from where you will be able to get an API key, authentication, and this one. So just try to copy this part and keep only this part. Don't keep this an entire one. Yeah, bearer. So keep only this part, which is we are giving you even inside the Euri. So this is your actual API key. So just try to keep your API key inside a .environment file. Now close it. Now here what I'm trying to do is that I'm just trying to load my API key. I'm just trying to print it over here, the entire Euri API key. Maybe I can try to remove all of this print. So I have just I was doing a debugging. So again and again I have printed this entire things. So okay, I'm just going to print only one time. And here, so you have to give basically a API URL. So what is the API URL, by the way? So API URL is this one, and inside code example, so we have already given you API URL. So this is the entire API URL that you will be able to find out. So HTTPS API Euron 1 API v1 Euri alpha chat completion. So this is the API URL that you will be able to find out. Yeah. So you have to give a URL so that your system will be able to reach out to Euron API system. And then we are trying to get basically Euri API key. So Euri API URL and Euri API key, we are trying to access it over here. So I'm keeping my entire API key inside .env file that way I have shown it to you. And then here, so I'm trying to prepare one function, and inside this function, I'm writing a prompt, as you can see, right? A smart prompt I'm trying to write. So I'm trying to say that you are a smart support ticket classifier. So to a system, to a AI, I'm saying that you are basically a smart support ticket classifier. So given a customer ticket, classify it into a sentiment, positive, negative, or maybe a neutral, or classify it in a issue type, billing, technical, login, general, and others. and respond only with the JSON object like sentiment and issue type. Yeah, so this is what I have given as a prompt to my Euri, right? You can try to change your prompt. That's completely fine. It's not going to matter at all. And then we are trying to prepare a header over here. So API key I'm trying to call inside the header. And then I'm trying to send this prompt to which model? To GPT 4.1 model. For example, let's suppose I don't want to use GPT model. So maybe I would like to use a Gemini model. That's completely fine. So maybe I can try to copy a Gemini model over here and then I can try to use it. Maybe I would like to use a Llama 4 Scout model. So I can try to copy this ID of the model and then I can try to use it over here. So I can try to use Llama, I can try to use GPT, whatever model I want from a Euri ecosystem. I will be able to use each and every model over here. Okay. Then role user content prompt. So whatever prompt that we have written, so it is going to send that particular prompt to a user and then you will be able to get a response. You all will be able to get a response basically with respect to a ticket. So it is going to tell you that, okay, so what is the sentiment of that particular ticket and what was the issue type of that particular ticket. As simple as that. This is something that you will be able to get. And anyhow, so we are trying to fetch basically a text. Basically, a text is nothing but it's a customer ticket, right? So whatever customer has mentioned, so we are trying to send a text over here. Okay, so it is going to basically hit, it is going to request, right? So with the Euri API key, header and payload. Yeah, so header and payload. So Euri API key, Euri API URL, we are able to get it from here, and then header. So where my API key is available, so I will be able to get there, and then payload. So payload means this entire information, including a prompt, and this is technically accessing my, so whenever I'm going to call this one, I'm going to pass my ticket basically. So whatever like a ticket is there, and then it is going to give you a result, and you will be able to see all of those result over here. And then finally, I'm trying to return a sentiment issue type after doing a formatting, So this is what a classification of the ticket is going to perform. Now, so this is just going to classify. Now we have to generate even a response. So classify ticket, I think it's fine. Now coming to next one, which is nothing but generate a reply. So whatever ticket that user has submitted, we have to give a reply. We have to generate an auto reply over here. So what generate reply is going to do? So again, UI wise, it's going to be fine. Same thing almost. So here you must be able to see that I'm trying to load the same thing, Euri API URL and a key, which is available inside my environment file, right? Euri API key is available inside my environment file. And then I'm trying to write a generate reply. So I'm saying that you are a friendly professional customer support agent. Respond to the following issue with the empathy, clear explanation and helpful advice. This is just my prompt and I'm just trying to attach a user text over here. So whenever I'm going to call this generate reply, I'm going to send that data, means whatever user has said, I'm going to send it, as simple as that. Yeah. And same header payload. If I want to change this model, I can try to change it over here. And then like I'm going to request it. It is going to give a response. I will try to filter out the result. This is what this generate reply is going to do. So in both the places, generate reply and classify a ticket, I'm using Euron or Euri API over here. So you don't have to go anywhere and then you don't have to do anything with respect to the API. You can try to use any model that you want. Just try to copy and paste a model name or model ID and you will be able to use any model over here. Okay, so this is completely fine. So now I will be able to generate a reply and I will be able to even classify a ticket. Now, once that is done, right? Once that is done, let me change this one. I'm keeping this file inside a tools, TOOLS, tools.gmail sender. So here I'm going to prepare a email sender. So once I will be able to classify the ticket, once I'm able to update the seat, then I have to send a mail to a respective user, whoever has raised a ticket. So I have to basically send that particular like a mail to a particular user. Now, so that is something that we are going to write inside a Gmail sender. So let's close a generate reply and let's try to look into a Gmail sender. Now to send a Gmail, to send an email to a user, code base is very, very simple, but you need a credential. So unless and until you don't have a credential, you will not be able to send a mail to a particular user. So how you will be able to generate a credential? Again, it's very, very simple, by the way, right? So it's very, very simple. So what you have to do is, and I'm going to even attach a URL for all of you. So here, what you can do is, so you can try to go to basically your Google and then try to hit this myaccount.google.password and make sure that your two-factor authentication is enabled. If your two-factor authentication is not enabled, then you have to go and check over here that whether your two-factor authentication is enabled or not enabled. So you have to enable your two-factor authentication. As you can see, my two-factor authentication is enabled since 2021, right? Okay. So you can go to this URL, app password URL. URL I'm going to attach anyhow inside your resource section. And here you can try to give a app name. So I'm going to give customer TOMER SUPPORT, customer support, and then I can try to click create, right? This is going to give you this 16 letter of a app ID. Now this is something which is required. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to click on done, and then I will go to my VS Code. I'll go to my .environment file, and then I'm going to create one like a variable over here so that I will be able to store email app password. So here email underscore app underscore password. Just create one variable and keep your entire password, and make sure that you are going to remove this space in between, otherwise it is not going to work. So email app password, plus you have to attach email address. So from which email address user will be able to receive the mail. So you can try to attach any email address by which you have created app password, because that email will be sending a mail to a other user. So here email, and then I can try to like write email underscore ADDRESS email address. So these are the two variables which I am going to create. So I will be sending a mail from SS Kumar. So here SSKUMAR9876@gmail.com. Okay, no space means no space. So this is the two variable that you have to create in a very first place, and I believe we all know where we can get a app password. So app password is required. Without app password, you will not be able to authenticate it, and it's very easy. So I've already attached the URL inside your resource section. So just try to go to that URL and then create your app password. It's just one single step process. Okay. So once this is done, right, you can try to come to a email sender, and it is going to access this email address and email app password. Make sure that this variables names are correct. Otherwise, it is going to give you an issue. So email address, and then app password. Okay, save it. Now, so it is going to basically access your email address and your password. It is going to access rest. I've just written to like a test it. So basically this is the main function to send a email. SMTP is the process which I'm trying to use over here. So here so email address. So whatever email address that you have mentioned over here, so it will be sending a mail from this particular address. By using this particular address, it will be sending a mail to a particular user. Now, so two, it will be able to get it from the method. So whoever is going to call a method, so they are going to pass basically a to. So to whom I have to send the mail. So obviously I have to send a mail to a user, so who has raised a particular ticket. And then what should be the subject? So subject I will be generating again from an AI, and then body I will be generating from an AI. So each and everything it is going to prepare, and then it is going to basically call SMTP server, and then finally it is going to send a message and then quit. Rest is just a error handling which I'm trying to do. Now here this function is not required basically. So if you have to test it, you can try to test it. Otherwise, in my system it's up and running, it's working. So maybe I can try to remove this entire function. That's completely fine. I have done that for the testing purpose only. So this is ready. A Gmail sender is ready. So yeah, send email SMTP is ready. Now everything is ready to me, right? Everything is ready to me. So I will be able to classify the ticket, generate a reply, and send a email with this like a reply. Plus I will be able to fetch a new ticket, update a ticket, append a process ticket. So all of these things are ready to me. Now what I can do is I can try to prepare a page, so where I will be able to list down the entire ticket. Simple, right? List down the entire ticket, and we'll have to skip all the process ticket. We don't have to look into the process ticket at all. And these are just a UI that I'm trying to create, right? This is just a UI that I'm trying to create. Now, so here, as you can see, we are trying to like update a ticket. So update a ticket with what? So basically we are updating a ticket with a sentiment and issue type, and then a reply. So whatever reply that I will be able to get from this one, update ticket, right? So here, row number, sentiment, issue type, and reply. Now from where I will be getting a reply? So obviously I will be getting a reply from this classification, right? I'm trying to call a classification of the ticket. As you can see, generate a reply. So on click of analyze respond to a ticket. So it is going to classify, generate a reply, and then I'm trying to update it. I'm trying to even append it. And then here, so I'm trying to call a sender, right? I'm trying to call a sender, so which will be able to send a email reply for a particular ticket, and then end of the story. So now let's go and let's test this entire process. Again, UI is very simple that I've created. I'm just calling all these functions which I have discussed with all of you. So here, let me open up new command prompt, and here, so I'm going to write down streamlit main.py. So streamlit run main.py, and let's see. So if there will be an error, so we are going to resolve it. Okay, so in my seat, how many ticket do we have? So we have basically this particular ticket. Only one ticket we have, right? Only one ticket we have, and this is the message. This is the login issue. Now system is supposed to generate a sentiment, issue label type, auto reply, and process ticket. So flag basically. So this is the ticket. I can try to see the message. I'm not able to access my Euron plus other services like Euri, Resume AI, Avni, or Job Portal. Same thing, right? Same thing user has mentioned over here. Not able to access my Euron plus Euri and Resume AI, Avni, or Job Portal. Now I can try to call this one. So on call of this one, it will try to send a data, and it will try to generate a sentiment. From where we are getting a sentiment, by the way, and here, so I'm printing a lot of things in my console, so like a API key and everything. So where it will be able to generate a sentiment, right? So our classification, so classify will be done by this one. Generate reply will be done by this one. So it is able to classify. Issue type is basically a login issue type. And then the system is able to generate a beautiful response. Hello, I'm sorry to hear your experiencing difficulty accessing your Euron Plus service along with Euri, Resume AI, this one. To resolve this issue, I recommend this particular step. And then automatically it is sending a mail. So ticket updated, logged, and customer notified. So here, now if I'll go and check my mail, the mail ID which I have given, so I'm able to get, right? I'm able to get a mail, a beautiful mail from which mail ID? The mail ID which I have basically attached where inside my email address. So from this, and with this email ID, I have created the app, right? App password, basically. So it is sending me a beautiful response regarding your support ticket. So this one, if I would like to mention some of the support ticket number, I will be able to respond and beautiful reply. So ensure you are using a correct login credential for each service, and everything is happening automatically, right? So customer is just going to, and again, so this interface I have created just for you. I don't even want this interface. I can even automate this entire process. So anyhow, I'm just showing you so that you will be able to get a feeling of it. Otherwise my AI itself, so instead of like a clicking, because what you are doing, you are just trying to click over here, right? Nothing much. And you're trying to access the ticket. That's it. This is what you are trying to do. I don't want a person to do that. Maybe I just like integrate my AI over here, and it will be, I have already integrated the AI. I just have to write a one function. So which will automatically, like before asking you, so it will try to send a data to the AI and then do the exact same thing. So email sent successfully, and ticket updated, logged, and customer notified. So now if I'll come over here, you will be able to see that sentiment was not available. Now it's available. Issue type labeled. It is login basically. So issue type is what? Issue type is basically login. And yes, correctly it is able to identify. So user has selected issue login issue. So issue type is this one. Auto reply. So yes, it is able to create this auto reply, right? Create this auto reply and then process ticket, right? Processed ticket. So here it is able to put it inside a process ticket tab. So this is the new tab which I have created. So where I'm keeping all the processed ticket, so that it will be easy for me to track it. Now, if I'm going to refresh it, no new ticket. All tickets are closed basically, right? All tickets are basically closed over here. Now I can try to create more and more ticket. So Sudhanshu@Euron.1, maybe this time I have a billing issue. So I am not able to purchase Euri or Euron plus submit ticket. Maybe with respect to a technical issue. So I am facing issue with a course video and resource access. So fine, submit a ticket again. Now maybe I can try to like create login issue. I have just done that. Other, so how I can use Euri API and real-time search model, right? Submit ticket. So multiple ticket I have submitted. Go and check your seat. So yeah, multiple ticket has been submitted now. Now what I can do is I can try to go to my ticket resolver, and here I can try to see all the tickets, right? So tick all the tickets, analyze and response, right? Analyze and response one by one, one by one. So it is like able to analyze, and then it is sending the mail reply. So for the very first one, now just go and check my mail. So I hope I have a mail. So yeah, I got a mail. Now this is the reply system has given to me. Now for the second query, analyze a response. Okay, so negative technical, this is the response system has generated, and it is sending the email reply. So yeah, email sent successfully. So fine, I'll go and check email sent successfully, as you can see, right? Email sent successfully to me. And then Snanshu Kumar, analyze this one. So I think you all are like you must be enjoying this entire system, right? This is the real-time stuff that we have built, guys. So like complete real time, right? Complete real time. See, it is like generating a proper response to me. I can try to make it even better and better and better with no time. So it is able to, you know, do each and everything for me, right? So it is even suggesting me that how I can try to use like a Euri over here, right? In a beautiful manner, it is trying to suggest me. Now, so this is tested. So we are able to create a ticket. We are not like my customer will be able to create a ticket. I will be able to resolve it. I will be even able to track each and everything, right? I will be even able to track each and everything. So now here, my entire things are resolved. I will be able to track it. I will be able to process the entire ticket in a very, very simple way. Okay. So once this one is done, right? Once this one is done, now what we have to do is, so we have to basically expose this entire thing as a MCP. As this particular project is a part of your MCP course, everything is tested, everything is up and running. So now I'll just keep this one up and running. So here, what we have to do is, so we have to convert this entire project as a MCP project. Means I have to convert everything as a tool, so that with the help of tool, user will be able to call this one as a MCP tool. User will be able to call this one, and I'm going to show you our testing even with that. So to initialize this entire project as a MCP project, so I am going to use a UV library. So maybe I can try to like create a new terminal, leave everything up and running. And then I can try to write over here UV init dot. So sorry, I have written comma dot. So it is going to initialize my entire project as a UV project. Yeah, it is going to initialize my entire project as a UV project. Now, once initialization is done, then you have to do some necessary installation for a UV. So you can do like a UV add, and then you can try to write over here MCP and bracket CLI, and then close it. And then it is going to like install all the dependencies inside this particular project. So multiple file it is able to add. Now what we have to do, right? Now what we have to do. So basically we have to now go and we have to basically write a MCP server file. So here I'll come and then I can try to write mcp_server.py file. So MCP server file I'm going to write. And then inside that, I will be converting all of these tools. So whatever tool that I have created, so I'll be converting all of these tools back to back. So I have a code. Let's try to use that particular code. It's very easy. And I think I have like shown it to you multiple times. Let me correct the package. So tools.gmail sender, send email, SMTP. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, so I'm going to import a fast MCP. So which I have been doing in every lecture, by the way, right? It is going to, I'm going to call append process ticket, and then like a classify ticket, generate a reply and send a mail. And all these things will be happening from where? So from a MCP tool. So I'm just giving an access of this entire function to my MCP tool. So here I'm going to create a MCP object, right? And then I'm just going to decorate my resolve ticket function with this MCP tool. I'm just giving a couple of name over here, so description and all those things. Although it's not required, you can just try to call @mcp.tool, which I have been doing in my previous project as well. So here, what this function is trying to do, so this function is trying to classify the ticket. Yeah, so this function is trying to call classify ticket. So once it will be able to see name, email ID and message. So you are going to send name, email ID and message with the help of MCP. So you are going to enter it, and then what it will do, so it will try to classify the ticket. It will try to generate the sentiment, and then issue type. It is going to generate a reply, and then it is going to update even a Google Sheet. This is just a dummy one I have used over here. You can just remove it, and then it is going to call a email sent function, and then it is going to basically give you a return even inside the MCP instructor console, that what is the status, sentiment. If it is failing, it is going to show you fail. And then eventually I'm trying to call MCP run. So this is the only process. So whatever tool that I have created, I'm just trying to attach with my MCP all together. Maybe I can try to attach it one by one. That's also possible. So I'll end up creating multiple tools. I just have to call a function and then override it with, or decorate it with MCP @mcp.tools. Okay, so this is done. Now how we can try to run it? So to run this one, to run this entire MCP tool, what we can do is, so we can try to use this npx command. So npx model context protocol inspector. So inside the inspector, I'm trying to open it up. I have even shown you with a cloud A in my previous lectures, and then mcp server.py file I'm going to call. So once you are going to call this, and if everything is fine, then let's go over here and then refresh it, click on connect. So click on connect. Now, so it's been initialized, right? It's been initialized. Now I'll try to click on tool and then list tool. So yeah, resolve ticket tool, it is able to show it to me. Now I'll click over here. This is giving me an option, name, email ID and message. So here name wise, I'm going to mention Sudhanshu KUMAR. Email ID wise is Sudhanshu @Euron.1. And then message wise, I am facing an issue with Euri API, right? Euri API. So this is the message which I'm going to send, and then I'm going to click run tool. Yeah, I'm going to click basically run tool. Let's see what happens. So it will take, okay, result is successful. Yes, status successful, sentiment neutral, issue type technical, reply. So this is a reply, and then email sent to this Sudhanshu @Euron.1. I'll go and I'll try to check. So whether I'm able to receive an email or not. So yes, I'm able to receive an email 0 minute ago. Yeah, I'm able to receive an email 0 minute ago. So everything is working in real time. Everything is working in real time. So hope guys, all of you have enjoyed this entire project. All of you are going to perform all of these operations by yourself. All of you are going to modify things. So now if I'll go back into my architecture. So yeah, UI interface, create Google Sheet, and then company UI interface, access it, look into the ticket, perform the analysis, system will send the auto mail, and then parallelly MCP tool and expose it basically, right? Expose all the functions that you have created as a tool, and with the help of tool calling, process the ticket, right? Process the ticket. So anything which I want, I will be able to do it. Again, even I can try to make it more and more complex. That's completely fine. But yeah, I'll advise you to try out this entire project on your own. Let me know inside a comment, or maybe inside your WhatsApp. You have your private WhatsApp group. So let me know inside your private WhatsApp group that what you think, what you feel, and where you are getting stuck. I'm here to help you out with my best. With that, guys, thank you so much, everyone. See you again in my next video with an amazing project, or maybe with an amazing topic. Thank you so much, everyone.